Hello, everyone. I mean, it's good morning. It's quarter to 11, and I really wanted to it's Saturday. But I just had to show you this. I woke up this morning, and usually you get up, you get some breakfast, you make some coffee, and you just enjoy time off because it's weekend. But as I usually find myself, in the morning scrolling through YouTube, kind of, I don't know, just waking up slowly. I came across this video about Google AI Studio and a stream real-time feature, and it caught my attention. The tagline for that video was, "Is this the end for tutorials?" And I just had to view it. And this YouTuber, I can't recall the exact name, showed a demonstration of Google AI Studio. And what they did was they went through Excel, they went through Photoshop, and even through AWS to, as an example, try and understand where this technology is going. And I really found it fascinating. And I thought, hey, why didn't I try the same kind of thing with Martech solutions? So this is fully unscripted. I did start recording once until I discovered, hey, I turned off system audio. So I'm starting over again. What I want to do is kind of go through 4 tools real quickly, 5 if we have enough time, to demonstrate to you guys what the possibilities are and some of the limitations. And some of these limitations I did discover the first time that I was testing this out before I was recording downstairs on the couch, you know, early in the morning. And so I'm going to see what happens and share this with you. I'm going to not edit it, try not to edit it anywhere. I might add some blurs here for sensitive information, but that brings me to an important point. All the data that you're going to be seeing here is these are my personal accounts, or they are partnership accounts with no production data in them. And that's an important thing to remember, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be sharing my screen with Google. I'll be asking it questions on how to help me with solving or performing a specific task within that solution. And it is going to see my screen. So you need to take that in mind. You need to remain vigilant on the information that you're sharing, especially if it's operational data, business sensitive data. Just be careful, please, especially PII data. If you're working with CDPs, if you're working with ESPs, there are moments where you'll see actual production data of people, customers, whose data is going to be within the solution that you're using. So please be careful when you're doing this. The information that I'm blurring, again, is just kind of for sensitive information. I can't imagine, because I don't really need to do any of the drop downs. I've prepared kind of these screens just to dive right in and keep this simple. So that being said, let me stop talking here. I'm going to activate the AI Studio, and I'm going to be talking into the microphone. It's going to be talking back to me. Sometimes it does fail. Then I need to restart it. And those moments, that's when I'll try to interact with you guys again to kind of give you my thoughts. But from here on out, I'll just be talking to Google. Let's go. Hey, I'm in Google Tag Manager at the moment, and my boss has asked me to add a Google Tag template, or at least a Google Ads tag to my account. But I'm new to the job. Can you help me figure this out?
Sure, I can help you with that. It sounds like you're in Google Tag Manager and your boss asked you to add a Google Ads tag to your account and you are new to the job. Is that right?
That's right. I don't know where to start, so maybe you can help me.
Okay, I understand. You're in Google Tag Manager and you need to add a Google Ads tag but don't know where to begin. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, let's start with the basics. In Google Tag Manager, you'll need to create a new tag. Do you see the New button in the top right corner of the tag section?
Yes, I do. I'll go ahead and click on that.
Great. After you click on the New button, you should see a screen with 2 main sections, Tag Configuration and Triggering. Are you able to see these?
Yes, I can.
Great. Now, under Tag Configuration, you'll need to choose a tag type. Can you click on Choose a Tag Type to begin setup?
Sure, I've gone ahead and done that.
Okay, You should now see a list of tag types. Since you want to add a Google Ads tag, click on Google Ads. Do you see that option?
Yes, I can. I thought you could see my screen. Are you not seeing these pop-ups or these slide outs?
You're right, my apologies. I can't see the screen or those pop-ups or slide outs you were referring to. However, based on your description, you should now be seeing the Google Ads options, right?
That's correct. I see 6 options.
Okay, great. The first option is Google Tag, and that's what you'll need to select to add a basic Google Ads tag. Can you go ahead and click on Google Tag?
Yeah, I've gone ahead and done that.
Okay, now you need to enter your Google Ads tag IND. Do you know where to find this?
Yeah, my boss gave it to me on a piece of paper here. Let me go ahead and type it in.
Okay, go ahead and enter the tag ID. Once you have done that, we can move on to the next steps.
Yeah, I've done this. What's this little Lego
Great.
block icon to the right of the tag ID field?
That's a variable icon. It allows you to select a variable that contains your tag ID instead of entering it directly. However, since your boss gave you the ID on a piece of paper, you can ignore this for now and we can continue with the next steps. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that's fine with me. It sounds like you're very knowledgeable. What are the next steps?
You've entered your tag ID, that's great. Now the next step is to configure the triggering section. Do you see the initialization all pages listed there?
Yeah, it seems to be selected already.
Yes, that means that this tag will fire on all pages of your website. If that is what you want, you can now click the Save button in the top right corner. You see that button?
Yeah, I just clicked it, but it's telling me that I need to rename my tag.
That's correct. You need to give your tag a name. You can name it something like Google Ads tag, or any name that helps you identify it later. Go ahead and type the name in the tag name field.
All right, I've done that and I've saved it. Oh, and the page has disappeared and I'm back in the tags overview page.
Yes, you've successfully created and saved the Google Ads tag. It's now listed on the tags overview page along with the other tags. Is there anything else?
Does that mean that it's on the website already? Is it live?
Not quite yet. While the tag is set up in Google Tag Manager, it's not live on your website until you submit the changes. You'll need to click the blue Submit button in the top right of the interface to publish it. Do you see that button?
Yeah, I did, but I just remembered I also need to add a Facebook pixel. Can you help me set that one up too?
Yes, I can certainly help you with that. To add the Facebook pixel, you'll need to create another new tag. Would you like me to walk you through the steps for that?
I think I can remember that one. I click on New, and then I click on Choose Tag Type to begin with. But scrolling through the list here, I don't see a Facebook template. What do I do?
Okay, you are correct that there is no Facebook template listed in the main featured templates. However, you can still add the Facebook pixel using the custom HTML tag. Would you like to proceed with those instructions?
Sure, let me go ahead and click that.
Great, now that you've selected custom HTML in the tag configuration section, you will need to paste your Facebook pixel code into the text box. Do you have that code available?
Yes, I'm just putting it in right now.
Okay, after you have pasted the code, the next step is to set up the trigger for when the Facebook pixel will fire.
All right.
Great, now you should configure the trigger section by clicking the Choose a trigger to make this tag fire box below. Do you see that option?
I do, and I want to use the same one as I did for the Google Ads tag. Which one was that? See, and this is where it comes out. So it's not all too reliable. I think the feedback that it's getting or giving is it's good. It's at a very basic level. It doesn't seem to see the UI elements that are sliding out, so I do need to give it a lot of feedback on where I am. I noticed in another tool if hopefully it'll give me the same response here when we test another tool here, is that it can read, it can actually see the elements on the page, and it's telling me, hey, it's on the page there. You need to go ahead and click it by name. Which I found very interesting. So in terms of what I've seen so far with Google Tag Manager is that it gets the basics. It's okay. I mean, it's missing steps like the naming, but like I will show you with all of these solutions, the bottom line is that it doesn't. It's very at a very high level. It doesn't get the contextual data right. It doesn't get the added implications of, for example, Google consent. I would love to see this kind of feedback, because you are talking about a data strategy here. You're not just setting up a tag is great, but there are a lot of considerations you need to make. And I think this is where in-house expertise comes in. And I'm going to plug myself here, my apologies, but also outside expertise that you can get to make sure that the data strategy that you're deploying, both and theoretically but also practically, are done right. Because if you do make a mistake here, it's going to have a huge impact. But that's enough selling here. Let's dive into let's do Google Analytics right now and see if we can set up an audience. So I'm going to hit and select the screen here. Hey, how you doing? I'm in Google Analytics 4 at the moment, and I'm on the home page. I'm seeing this graph here. What's this graph actually telling me?
Sure, I can help with that. The graph you are referring to is showing the number of active users for your site over the last 90 days. The blue line represents the number of users on each given day within that 90-day period.
That's interesting. Hey, but listen, I want to build out an audience that I can sync with Google Ads. Somebody told me that I could do that. I'm not sure exactly where to start. I want to build an audience of organic users only. Can you help me?
Of course, I can assist you with that. To build an audience of organic users that you can sync with Google Ads, you can start by going to the Audiences page in Google Analytics. From there, you will be able to create new audiences based on different criteria. Would you like me to help you do that now?
Yeah, please. Let's get started.
Great, let's do it. Click on the Audiences button that is under the Recently Accessed section.
Yeah, a new slide popped out.
Yes, that is the Build New Audience page. You can either start from scratch by clicking the Create a Custom Audience button, or you can use one of the suggested audiences below, such as recently active users. How would you like to proceed?
Well, like I said, I'm looking for users that visited my website through organic channels. Which one of these options should I choose?
Okay, since you are looking for users that visited your website through organic channels, you will want to create a custom audience. Click on the Create a Custom Audience button.
All right, I've gone ahead and done that.
Perfect. Now you'll want to click on the Add New Condition drop-down menu. What is the first condition you would like to add to filter the users for your audience?
Let's just say that their first point of contact with my website was direct.
Okay, so you want to include users whose first point of contact with your website was direct. Select the Session option from the drop-down menu, and then select First User Default Channel Group in the next drop-down. Then choose Exactly Matches and type in Direct in the field on the right.
All right, you're going a little bit too fast for me. I've typed in Session. What do I do now?
You are right, sorry about that. Under the Session option, please select Traffic Source, as that will give us the option to select First User Default Channel Group in the next step.
I've got a whole lot of traffic source dimensions here. Do I type in Session?
You do not need to type in Session again. You can instead select Traffic Source from the list that has already appeared.
Okay. I'm not seeing what you're referring to. I see traffic source, but a whole lot of different options here.
You are correct. There are several options for traffic source. Please select the option Session Source in the dropdown.
Now I've got session number. Let me type in something else then. Session source. There we go. I think I found it here.
Got it. After selecting Session Source as the first filter, what filter would you like to add next?
Of course, we want direct visitors to the website.
Okay, to filter for direct visitors, click on the Add Filter button, select Traffic Source in the drop-down menu, and then choose First User Default Channel Group. Then choose Exactly Matches and type Direct.
First, a user default channel group. Exactly matches.
You've got it. Great. Now select Exactly Matches from the drop-down menu.
Okay. And then what do I select after that?
Now you will type Direct into the text field and then click Apply.
All right. I've got that. Yeah.
All right. Now you have an audience of users whose first point of contact with your website was direct.
Excellent.
You can give your audience a name at the top. You have now success.
All right. So this
Great.
is direct traffic. Hey, I want to expand the look back time to 90 days. I see a box here with 30 days. Do I just change that to 90 days? See, it's copped out again. So again, I like it. It did remind me to give a name this time. When giving some of the advices, it does go through it quite quickly. And I haven't used GA4 in a long time. I switched to Piwik Pro. So the user interface was really a little bit challenging to me to find to build out these audiences, because there are just so many different flavors of variables in there or dimensions to choose from that it can get quite complex. And I felt that it was kind of going through that too quickly, but it was spot on. When I asked about building audiences, I asked it to look at the dashboard, which was great. It gives a little breakdown of it. I wanted to build audiences. It recognized the link on that page. So I just clicked on it. In a previous session, it told me to go to settings. It pointed me into the wrong, it pointed me in the wrong direction of where the audiences was. It told me it was under the property tab, while it's under the, I can't recall it now, the data. Hold on, let me quickly show you. It told me to go to a completely different area, which is the data display. So first it told me it was in the property section here, and then I had to point it out that it's under data display. So again, it's not completely accurate, but it is that, it is that boost. It could help someone, just kind of push them in the right direction. So far, so good. Let's get into a solution that is a little bit less common compared to Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager. Let's jump into Segment. Again, I have a partner account in here that I just use for testing. It's not going to be, I haven't done any testing recently with the holidays, and so there's not going to be a lot of active data in there. But I want to focus on doing some configuration work in there. So let's go back to AI Studio. Let's go back to Stream Real Time. Click the video. Sure. Hey, I'm in segment.com at the moment in my workspace. We just signed with Braze as an ESP, and I've been asked to add it as a source in Segment. Before I get started with the actual connection of the source, and actually I need to add it as a destination as well. What are some things I should consider before actually?
Okay, the user is in segment.com, and they have just signed with Braze as they have been asked to add it as a source in Segment, but actually they need to add it as a destination as well. What are they trying to do?
We just want to make sure that all the data that we're collecting from various sources within our apps and within the front end and some databases, we want to make sure that some of that flows into Braze so that we can set up email campaigns. But what are some considerations I need to keep in mind?
It sounds like you are trying to send data from various sources into Braze to set up email campaigns. A key consideration is to identify the specific data you need to collect and send to Braze, ensuring that it's accurate, consistent, and well-structured. Do you have any specific types of data in mind?
Let's just start with data that we're collecting from the website. So I need to set up Braze as a destination, and I want to pass web data through the web SDK into Braze. Please guide me through how to set that up in Segment.
Okay, you want to send web data through the web SDK into Braze, and you need help setting up Braze as a destination in Segment. Is that correct?
Sounds right.
Great. Let's start by adding Braze as a destination in Segment. To do this, you should go to the Destinations section on the left-hand side and then click Add Destination. Would you like help with the next steps?
Yeah, but I don't see destinations in the menu on the left-hand side.
You're right, I apologize for that oversight. It looks like the left-hand navigation menu is titled Guided Setup. In that menu, please go to the Connections section, and from there you should be able to add destinations. Would you like me to continue with the instructions?
Oh, you're right. I clicked on Connections, the menu opened up, and now I've clicked on Destinations.
Yes, that is correct. Now that you are on the Destinations page, look for a plus Add Destination button, which is in the top right-hand corner. Once you click this button, a list of destinations will appear, and then you can find and add Braze. Do you need help finding Braze from the list?
Yeah, sure. Why not? You've been giving some great advice so far. Why not? Why stop now?
All right, you are currently on the catalog page. In the search bar at the top right, simply type in Braze, and then you should see the Braze destination appear. Then you can select it and follow the steps to add it as a destination. Do you need help with the subsequent steps?
Well, I'm seeing two destinations here. I'm seeing Braze and Braze cohorts. Which should I choose?
You should select the Braze destination that is just labeled Braze and has the description email marketing underneath it. The Braze cohorts destination is for sending data to Braze cohorts, which is a different use case. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the extra information there. So I've clicked on the Braze email marketing destination. Where do I go from here?
Now that you've selected the Braze destination, click the Add Destination button in the top right corner. This will take you to a settings page where you can configure your Braze connection. Do you need help configuring this Braze connection?
Yeah, so I need the Analytics.js SDK so the web data coming in from the website. Which of these three options should I choose?
Given that you want to pass web data from your website to Braze, you should select the option labeled prio4.com, which has a website connection type, and then proceed by clicking Next.
All right, so I'm at the second step in the process. What options do I have here? I see destination framework and connection mode. Can you explain a little bit about both and which one you recommend I choose? And there we go again. So again, we didn't go too in depth. I might do that in a follow-up, but I just want to move to another tool here in a second. But it's again interesting to see that every experience. This is the third time I've tried this one. The second time recording, and each time it does it just a little bit differently. Last time it didn't tell me about Braze cohorts. It did tell me to choose Braze email marketing. In the beginning, it didn't make the error with the menu on the left-hand side. And as I mentioned, the prio4.com, which is a test website that I use, it actually sees that on the screen. And based on my requirements, I wanted to collect data from web and push it into Braze. It told me which one to select. Now, in most cases, when you're working with a CDP, you're not just going to have three sources. I mean, especially at enterprise level, it's going to be, the list is going to be a lot longer. But hopefully at that time, you're going to have enough in-house expertise to set that up. You won't be needing Google Gemini. And of course, I hope you're not going to use this kind of tool to set up a CDP. But I just want to kind of demonstrate the effectiveness of it. And again, the security around this, especially when you start working with CDPs and sensitive data, please be careful with it. But yeah, once you get into the world of CDPs and you get deeper into data strategy, I wouldn't recommend using a solution like AI. And that's not trying to defend my own work and those of my colleagues in the industry, but there are too many intricacies to trust on AI willy-nilly. Strange word, willy-nilly. But anyway, let's jump into Customer I/O real quick as a last one and see how far we can get with building out a campaign. So I'll go ahead and start it here again. And this will be the last one. Trust me. Hey, I'm in Customer I/O right now, and I have a campaign that I've been using, but I want to duplicate it. But what do I do? I don't see the duplicate option.
Okay, you are trying to duplicate a campaign in Customer I/O. I see one called Test Campaign on the screen. Have you tried clicking the 3 dots to the right of that campaign to see if a duplicate option appears there?
Great idea. Yeah, I see
Great.
it here. I'm clicking on it, and it seems to have duplicated now.
Great, it looks like the campaign has been duplicated. Is there anything else I can help with?
Yeah, I want to change some of the settings in the flow. Could you help me? Could you walk me through that?
Sure, I can help with that. To start, what specific settings in the flow are you looking to change?
I want to change the delay time.
Okay, you want to change the delay time. To do this, please click on either of the test campaign options and then on Continue Editing to access the settings. Once inside, you should be able to find where you can modify the delay time. Let me know if you are able to find it.
Yeah, I found it. Let me go ahead and change that now to 2 days and save it. I'm seeing a lot of yellow markers here saying you still have work to do. What does that mean?
It seems that those yellow markers are indicating that there are still steps that you need to complete in the flow. If you click on them, it should tell you what you need to address. Are you able to see what needs to be completed?
Let me just click on it to get some more information.
Okay, it looks like the yellow markers are indicating that you need to add content to your emails. You will need to click on both the initial email and the reminder email options in your flow and add email content for each. Once this is done, the yellow markers should disappear and the campaign should be ready to start.
Excellent. Thank you. Your work's been, or your help has been very useful for now.
You're welcome. If you need any further assistance, feel free to ask.
All right. So again, high level, but that was quite fun. Again, with Customer I/O, as compared to Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics, the UI design definitely makes a difference about how effective it is. Because what we noticed with Google Tag Manager with the slide outs, it's not seeing it, making it a little bit more difficult to understand the context and the next steps that somebody needs to take. And what we've seen with Segment and Customer I/O is that it is seeing it. It is recognizing, for example, you have work to do. It noticed that it was for the initial email and for the reminder email. So that's, kudos to that. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how this develops in 2025. Thanks for your attention. I'd love to hear feedback on this and how you guys think this is going to impact marketers in their daily works. But potentially also what the limiting factors are going to be and how companies should potentially recognize the risks involved with approaching it this manner. So thanks again for your time, and I'll see you next time.